Welcome to Johnson Daily Sports, man. Shout out to the Bleacher Report, Peter Americ. This article from September 20th, 2012. The year don't really matter because he's talking about 1980s. The 1980s been over with, so. But yeah, I just want to go through the article. Legends of the NBA, the 25 best players of the 1980s. Just skip that part. Players who missed the cut, Clyde Drexler. Wow. He averaged basically 20 and 6. Karl Malone only played 4 seasons. I think they might have did a 5-season minimum probably, but we know Malone was definitely a top 25. But he 23 and 11. Basically, if we round up, Artis Gilmore, he was the most productive days of his career came during the 1970s. So shout out to Artis Gilmore, Karl Malone, and Drexler. Number 25 is DeMarco Aguirre. We see his 1980 stats. I round everything up. 24 and 6 rebounds with 44% shooting. Played 8 seasons. Won a championship, 3-time All-Star. 24. Walter Davis for the Suns. 18 or 19, 4 and 51% from the field. Played all 10 seasons in the 80s. 4-time All-Star. So that's another guy that's a bit underrated. Marquise Johnson from Milwaukee, 19, 6 and 51%. Played 8 seasons. Made 4 NBA teams. Two NBA teams and 4 All-Star games. 22 is Ralph Sampson. 17 and 10, 47%. Played 6 seasons. Won Rookie of the Year. A few All-Star games. Bill Laimbeer, number 21, averaged 13, 10, and 51%. But his impact on the championship team. I didn't know he only won one champ. I thought Bill Laimbeer was part of both championships. I gotta look that up. But it say right here, 1989 champion. So he must not have been part of that 90 team. But yeah, he definitely was a key piece in winning the championship 89. Number 20 is Dennis Johnson. We all know about him. 2-time NBA champ in the 1980s. 4-time All-Star, 1981 All-NBA first team. 5 defensive first teams in a decade. So he averaged 15, 6, and 46% from the field. Number 19 was Michael Ray Richardson. He averaged 16, basically 8 and 6. Played 7 seasons with them in the 80s. Bernard King, number 18, averaged 22 and 5 on 53% shooting. He had a season where he averaged 33 on 50% shooting. Definitely a Hall of Fame. Everybody know about Bernard King. Sidney Moncrief, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He did that both in the 80s, averaged 17, 5, and 4 on 50% shooting as a guard, which is real good. He was a smaller guard, too, I think. I think he was only like 6'3", 6'4". Jack Sigma, 17 and 10 in 10 seasons. Made 6 All-Star games. Then Charles Barkley, 15. Wow. Well, he didn't play 5 seasons, so that's mostly Philly. That's mostly the Philly Charles Barkley. I think it's all Philly. So he averaged 21, 12, and 58% from the field. That's ridiculous, man. 14, Alex English, 26, 6, and 51% from the field. 8-time All-Star. He won a scoring championship in 1983. Number 13, Iceman George Gervin, 26, 4, and 50% from the field. Played 7 seasons. He won 2 scoring titles in the 80s. 80s. He won 2 in the 70s, too. Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley averaged 27 and 55% from the field. That's pretty much what he did scoring. He number 12. Number 11, Hakeem Olajuwon, 23 and 12. He played 5 seasons in the 80s. But he made all defensive teams, all NBA teams, and All-Star. Number 10 was Kevin McHale, 19 and 8, but he shot 56% from the field. He wasn't no ball. He wasn't shooting that much, but he was very efficient, man. One of the best power forwards of all time. Number 9, James Worthy. I don't know if I think James Worthy better than McHale, but James Worthy, shout out to him, 18.6 rebounds on 56% shooting. Having a playmaking point, I just feel like if McHale had magic, he probably would have shot like 65% from the field, bro. But Dominique Wilkins, small forward, very good player, 26, 7, and 47% from the field. Dominique is number 8. Number 7 is Dr. J. Julius Erving, 22. He had 22, 6, and 4 in the 80s on 51% shooting. This is going to help me with my postmodern NBA rankings, too, because Dr. J played in the 70s, too. But in the 80s, you see he got numbers. I had to use these numbers, 22, 6, and 4 on 51% shooting. Number 6, Isaiah Thomas, 20 points. I thought he would be top 5. 10 assists, 2 steals. Won both championships in the he won one in the 80s. That's probably why he number 6, because 1990 is another decade. So he won one championship, 89, in the 1980s. Number 5, Michael Jordan. Crazy as that sound, but he only played 5 seasons. 31, 6, and 6 on 51% shooting. 1988 NBA MVP. He won one MVP. Made the All-Star game all 5 times. Won Rookie of the Year. 3-time scoring champ in the 80s. And he won Defensive Player of the Year in 1988. So very, very good player. He averaged 37.1 points per game during the third year in the NBA. Solidifies Jordan as a great in the 1980s. Even though he only played 5 seasons during those years, Jordan will go down as the greatest to ever play the game. And while his championship didn't begin until the 1990s, some of his best days were in the decade before. Oh, they saying the decade of the 80s. They saying he had some of his best seasons. But winning matters, though, basically. So, number 4 is Moses Malone, a beast, 25 and 12. He won the 1983 NBA championship. They swept the Magic-led Lakers in 83. 1983 NBA MVP, 2-time MVP. He won a Finals MVP, he won 2 MVPs, a Finals MVP, made the All-Star game all 10 times in a decade, and won the 1983 championship. Moses is great, bro. Kareem, number 3. Kareem over Moses, they say? He won Finals MVP in 85 and won MVP. I don't know if I agree with that. I think Moses was better just in the 80s. I might be wrong, though. But Kareem played to 87 or 89, but he was older. Moses had like his prime years in the 80s, but of course I got Kareem over him overall. But number 2 is Larry Bird, 25, 10, and 6 on 50% shooting in 10 seasons. He won all 3 of his MVPs. I think it was 84, 85, 86, 3 years in a row. And the number 1 is Magic, man. 20 points, 11 assists, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists on 53% shooting. Very efficient scorer, 5-time NBA champ, 3-time NBA Finals MVP, 2-time NBA MVP, 7-time All-NBA, and then 9-time All-Star. So that's the top 25. Let's just recap the top 10. Number 1, Magic. Number 2, Larry Bird. Number 3, Kareem. Number 4 was Moses. Number 5 is Michael Jordan. Number 6 is Isaiah Thomas. Number 7 is Julius Erving. Number 8 is Dominique Wilkins. Number 9 is James Worthy. And number 10 is Kevin McHale. Shout out again to Bleacher Report. It's a great article, man. It's like, even if you don't agree with the exact order, it's pretty close. Like, so yeah, Peter Emerick, that's his Twitter handle, but that was 2012. I don't know if that's his Twitter handle still, but that's it.